Looking back at the moon landing on our powerful personal computers, it's easy to laugh at the fakery, and it should be laughed at. However, we cannot be sure what was the overall reception to the information at the time. I suspect less people were on board with the space program and Cold War than we might think. If anything, the level of naivety increased in the 80s and 90s with more television, Hollywood films, and the further commercialization of music. Of course, the labels are there for anyone who wants to disbelieve or detach themselves from a CIA and Masonic-controlled social paradigm. They were called hippies, anti-war protesters, bums, fringe groups, and of course conspiracy theorists. The media machine steps in to stir up scientific interest and emotional investment in one short event. I'd like to share some of this graphic novel, Destination Moon, that came out in 1950 in serial form, and in this graphic novel form in 1959, and see if there are any clues as to what was going on. The protagonist, international reporter Tintin, is invited by Professor Calculus to an undisclosed location. Already, everything is shrouded in political intrigue, military, code words, directed off a main road, going through police checks, and finally arriving in a bunker. When doubt arises in the Captain Haddock character, here representing common sense and traditional reasoning, the veracity of Professor Calculus's retort is a good example of cognitive dissonance and fallacious claims. He is said to be acting the goat, refers in his rage to people as microbes, and physically forces the captain to have faith in his space rocket. Topics is injury and madness. Tintin gets shot, resulting in a head injury. Captain Haddock gets knocked out on the head, and Professor Calculus sustains a fall which injures his head and puts him in a coma-like state for several days. What might really happen taking off from the Earth to space? Not similar to what we see in the launches nowadays. They pass out from the pressure. I think Hej genuinely wanted to believe it was possible and bought in to the scientific aspect of it, that everything looks great on paper. So this is 19 years before the moon landing. The globe Earth as depicted in early Hollywood films.